The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
The Girls of 28A, I'm Bianca Valerio.
I'm Julia Snigowski.
I'm Trisha Santanero.
And we are here at the Beyond the Box Studios at One Rockwell. We have missed you guys. It's another Sunday. We didn't see you guys last week, right?
No. Happy Easter. We hope you had a great Holy Week.
Yes. Okay, so, it's summer and a lot of things are coming up. And in fact, one of them is the Mega Young Designers All-Stars Edition. If you guys have been following that show, I think they're in the 11th season.
Was it
10,
12?
11 or 12. Basically, we're going to know more about that. And together we have Mike Carandang, who is the executive producer of the show. Mm-hmm. And joining us are three designers who are part of the show, the three all-stars, Poy Quinones, John, and Paul Herrera. So, Julia.
Mike, thank you, Bianca. So, Mike, we all know that you worked with America's Next Top Model and the Tyra Banks show, and we're just dying to know. Tyra Banks, she is such a huge persona, a huge character. On television. What is working with Tyra like? What is she like? We need some Tyra stories.
I get that question asked all the time, and I say pretty much all the same thing, but I'll give you something that's probably different. So, what's great about working with her is that I learned so much about branding and passion and really doing what you want to do. And sometimes there are things in life that throws you that it takes you somewhere else. And for example, if you look at Tyra Banks' story, she wanted to be a film producer. She actually wanted to get into production in college, and she was going to school for that, but she looks like a model, and people come up to her and it's like, you look like a model. And there was this opportunity for her to model, and she had to give it a choice whether she go to school or she should model. And you know what? She took modeling, and she did that, and she became very successful because she studied their craft. Because there's a difference between a model, the verb, and the model, a noun, which And I think, in the beginning, Tyra was model, the noun, and since she wanted to get into that industry, she became model the verb, where she had to learn how to model. And I think that goes with anything else in life, in career, and what you want to do in life. And I think if you want to be a designer, you can't be a designer as a noun, where you look like a fashion designer, you talk like a fashion designer, you know everything about fashion. You have to be the verb, which is you need to know all the technicalities of becoming a fashion designer. You need to be able to sew, to cut, to drape, learn something, So I think that's what I learned from her, is that if I wanted to be known as a producer, and if I wanted to create, to be the best in my craft, that I have to always be a student, and I have to keep learning. So every day, I learn from the people here, and I try to figure out how to make things better as a producer.
Okay, so Tyra, but at the end of the day, how did you even get that job? How did you go to America and end up on the Tyra Banks show, which led to America's Next Top Model?
There is also the Jerry Springer show.
Jerry Springer as well, which is what you actually started out doing first.
Yes.
Diba?
Well, my very first job was actually at the Jerry Springer show. I don't know if everybody's familiar with that show, but it's just a bunch of fighting and people getting naked, and it's the best show in the world. I was in college, and I would skip classes watching the Jerry Springer show, and I'm like, you know what? I really want to work in television, and there's only one show I want to work for. It's the Jerry Springer show. Luckily, I live in Indiana, which is only a few hours away from Chicago, and it was being shot in Chicago. My friend happened to be an intern there, and I sent in my resume, and I was one of the 30 people that was interviewed, and luckily I got the job. And once I got the job, I worked my way up as a producer, and after that, as soon as I felt like I've learned everything I could learn from Jerry, Tyra was coming up with a talk show. And I was a huge fan of America's Next Top Model, so that's how I ended up there. I flew into LA, got an interview, and landed the job.
Okay, so now that we've discussed that part, your life in the States as being a producer, now you're here in Manila, and you are now with Mega TV Events 100, right? So what is that all about? Like, how do you get that job, and what are you working on?
There is pressure, coming here and being known for working for syndicated shows. Like, obviously it's popular in the Philippines, like Top Model and the Tyra Banks show. But I think, I don't really think about that. What I think about is just being able to keep doing what I've been doing for the past 10 years and hopefully implementing it here. I know the tough part actually is working with a Filipino production, because I'm used to working. So there's a certain style of work and a certain protocol in the US that I'm adapting myself here because I'm the foreigner here in a sense, as far as production is concerned. So I think I have to be very hands-on, and I think especially with all the shows I've been doing with TV 100 for the One Mega Group, I'm there with the conceptualization, I'm there, in every shoot, I'm there sitting down and editing, and I like to teach and I like to mentor and I like to teach the producers, the executive producers, the editors, how I like to tell the story and how I think needs to be edited. Because I think that's one thing that I really have to be hands-on about if I wanted to keep the integrity of how I like the shows to be produced.
Okay, so from transitioning from the States to the Philippines, a lot of people want to be you. A lot of them loved you, but you have to admit, there are a lot of haters there too, and they say that haters are confused admirers, right? Mm-hmm. So what kind of work ethic do you bring to the Philippine media, and what is it about you that people really admire you so much?
It's that Mike. If I could be like Mike.
Be like Mike, baby.
You know what? I think one thing that because I'm working with obviously a Filipino production, and coming from the U.S. and I'm slowly getting to know how things run around here. The one thing I'd like to point out, and the one thing that I can't change right now, is that in the U.S. we all work because we you actually work in one show, but you only need to work in one show because you get paid really well working on that one show. And what I notice here is a lot of the people that I'm working with, not only they're working on my show, they're working on 2 other shows from two different productions. Where I think at some point, even though they got when they first got into the business of television, that it's their passion and it's their love. But I think over the years, because of the necessity in life and just trying to survive, it's become a task. And I think for me, I want to always, when I work with people here, hopefully what they get out of working with me is to remind them why they got in the business in the first place. Because this is what they love to do. That every time they turn on the TV and they see their names in the credit, it's like, wow, this is exciting. This is fun. Like my family they're proud that they know I'm working with on television or doing exactly what I want to do. So I think hopefully that's what I'm doing. Because I think it's there, but because of reality, of where we are right now, that people need to be able to provide, not just for themselves, for their family, that they forget why they got in the business in the first place. And hopefully because that's the only way you can keep going. It's because there's nothing in the, I honestly have never worked a day in my life.
Because you're passionate about what you do.
I've never worked because it's exactly what I would do for free. But they pay me, but that's the key though. People don't understand. The key to making a lot of money, and this is a testament, and I know this is for me the key to be very successful and to make a ton of money is to do what you would do for free, and to do what you learn something from it, and you keep learning and growing, because in the end, people would pay anything you want just to have you part of their team. And that's the truth. But if you're asking right now and you just graduated or you just only done one thing and you're taking jobs based on how much they're paying you, forget it. Because I would only pick jobs if I feel like I'm learning something from it. I went with Mega, I went with TV 100 because I felt like I can grow in this company. As a TV head, I can learn from the people I'm working with. I can learn about the business of television, about, so many different things that I'll just keep growing. That maybe 5 years from now, if I wanted to ask for a lot more, I could, because I feel like I'm worth it. But if you don't feel like you're worthy right now, don't ask for it.
So, what is the show all about? What is it? Young Designers All Stars. It's a pretty long title, right? All Stars. So, what is it all about?
Okay, so Mega Young Designers All Stars is coming back. Actually, it premieres tomorrow,
Yeah.
which is April 8,
Yeah.
7 p.m. on ETC, and it replays next Sunday. Plug talaga. So, but the concept of the show, and actually it's been a tradition with Mega Magazine that's been happening, I think, for the past over 10 years, where they get young designers and they compete, and is able to kind of give them a platform to showcase their work. And this is the third season that's been on television. And I wanted to change things up because I felt like, this season we needed to give the audience a different type of young designer competition. That's why we're bringing in the All-Stars. Boy, over here is one of our All-Stars. We have actually 5 All-Star designers. We have Poy Quinones, we have Jeffrey Rogador, Chris Diaz, and the awesome twins, identical, John and Paul Herrera. And they are building a fashion house, and within their house, they're gonna have young designers where they're gonna mentor. So in a sense, they're also competing with each fashion house.
Okay, so Poy, you're an established designer. So, of course, the fact that you also have to compete, so to speak, with other designers, what's that like?
Well, it puts a lot of pressure on me because I'm not used to competing. I'm used to doing my own thing. But this one requires you to follow rules. Like we have a deadline. It's normal. Well, in the business, in the fashion industry, we also have deadlines, right? But I'm not used to compete with my other designer friends. So
Who are your friends?
like the Herreras, Chris, and the Rogador? We were in the same industry and we see each other all the time. So it's kind of I'm not used to competition. That's all. So it's
What was the best part of the show for you, the experience?
actually it's working with the young designers, like sharing my experience and how I started and how the fashion works. So it's the best experience for me, sharing my knowledge.
What do you think are the drawbacks? Do you think you could lose friendships?
Well, I don't think so.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow, actually, Bianca, Julia, and Trish, actually tomorrow, it's a primer. So if people are gonna tune in tomorrow, they're not gonna see the typical episode of a young designer. We're not gonna have a challenge. It's a primer that really sets up the competition. And what's different this season? First of all, we're starting with G Tonji as the host. So before it was Miss Sari that was hosting the show, but now it's gonna be G Tonji. And then we also we're gonna introduce the stories of the young designers and the all-stars so people all over the country can get to know them. And also, I hate to rehash, but I mean, this is a comeback for Poy also. I mean, as most people know in the Philippines, that there was a scandal that happened a couple of years ago that actually, I think the fair way to say, they kind of destroyed his career. And I think, it's one of those things that, he's done a lot of interviews, he's apologized, but they will see tomorrow a very revealing and emotional interview where he actually tell us the effects of what happened because of the scandal. And it's one of those things that we were watching a preview actually yesterday with all our managers from one mega group, and everybody was crying because it was so real and it was so touching. And I think Poy really just, you let us know how it feels to be on top and to fall because of your own mistake and then get right back up again. So it's a story of triumph that I think everybody who's ever made a mistake in their life and has been kind of crucified publicly is something that they needed to really watch.
Okay, Poy, so did you have any apprehensions about joining the show because of that scandal?
Honestly, no. No second thought. When they called me and joined the competition, I actually said yes right away because I miss fame. I miss it.
That's very honest.
I miss it because I'm used to
Louder now.
I'm used to being in the
Limelight.
in the limelight, right? So I miss it. I miss having shows. I miss having fabulous friends. So I said yes right away. I think I'm more focused now. I think I'm grown up because before this controversy, I think I was just enjoying life, enjoying what I didn't had when I was in the province, and I think I was overwhelmed when I was given too much too soon, like one of my friends said. So now I think the new Pequeñones is more discipline and respect the value of work. And I can tell you now that I really love fashion. And as I said before, I will die a fashion designer. And this is my way of showing to people that we all deserve a second chance.
You know what? Let me tell you this story though. When I first met Boy, obviously, coming from the U.S., I love designers. I love fashion designers, and that's why I've helped them. Even through my history of working on America's Next Top Model. And when I heard that Boy was going to be, we were going to talk to him and set this meeting. One thing I didn't really talk about is that I didn't know how to react to Boy. I've seen him at events. I think I've seen you during Fashion Week, and I said hi to you, even though we've never formally met. But because of how the media has really portrayed what happened, I didn't know how to talk to you. And I didn't know how to associate with you because I didn't know the truth. Because there were so many things that's already been said. So I think after our first meeting, talking to him, I realized that, this guy has a heart of gold. And I think what's great about the show, and I think what's great about tomorrow and what they're gonna see, is they're gonna see past through the scandal, and they're gonna see this maturity that came from, he needed that scandal to happen. I think it was, if anything else, it was a blessing from God, because it wasn't the Poy anymore from Samar that was the result of the fame and the celebrity and the money. I think it was you transform into the point that God didn't really intend you to be. And so there was such a wake-up call. And then, we're so proud that he's part of our All-Star, and we're proud that we're so proud that people are gonna be able to see a side of Poy that they didn't really know. It's the same thing that you guys see, because you guys are friends with him. So, you girls are friends with Poy. So it's something that we really hope that the Philippines get to see, and because I know they're gonna fall in love with them.
Okay, so Mike, tell us what we can expect from you in the coming months, in the coming years, or months really. Let's just talk about the show. What can we expect from you upcoming on the show?
Right now, I think this is our first year with TV 100. We have 5 shows actually coming out, all original shows. But what to expect is we're just gonna try to make sure that our craft gets better. There's a certain quality with the Mega brand that's very glossy, and there's a certain status that we want to keep. But at the same time, the way I see producing here, which I think a lot of people, when they think, why did you move here? You're already there. Why would you come back to the Philippines and try to produce here? And my answer is, why not? And also, the world is getting smaller. But the way I see we produce things, if we create original content, it's something that could be popular here, that can be sold anywhere else in the world. Great Testament, Eat Bulaga. Eat Bulaga originated from the Philippines, but now it's something that can be franchised and can be bought outside of the Philippines. There's an Eat Bulaga in Indonesia, so I think that's the trend. But we as a country need to think of ourselves as the center of the universe in order for the rest of the country to feel like we are the center of the universe. We should stop thinking if only I can make it to America, then I'll be somebody. No, why not be somebody here? And then have the rest of the world think my God, that person is somebody. This is our universe, and we should really protect that.
Please watch us on ETC on April 8, tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Yes. Tomorrow's a primer episode, so it's...
What is primer?
It's a primer, it's the... Primer meaning it's not our typical episode. It's actually a special episode. What I wanted to do is to make sure that all our viewers understand the mechanics. They get to know that we have a new host, that we have a fashion council. So you're not just watching and who are these people? Because I think a lot of times when I watch reality shows, if somebody gets eliminated, I don't know this person, that I don't really care. And to me, it was important to not only get to know the All-Stars, because everybody knows Poy, and I think there's a lot of people that knows, especially in fashion, that knows who the Herreras are, and knows Chris Diaz and Jeffrey Rogador. But I really want the rest of the country to know who they are. And I think this is a great opportunity to tell why they are considered All-Stars. And also these young designers that are coming in, we showcase their stories and why they're in the competition, why they should watch out for them. but we also show a teaser at the end that kind of sets up what's going to happen next week.
Poi and Michael, thank you so much for coming onto the show. Poi will be leaving us.
Thank you, girls.
So thank you once again.
Thank
It was
you.
so lovely seeing you, and thank you for addressing us whenever we beckon you
Anytime,
and
dear.
call and say, can you dress me for this event, please? And Michael, you will be coming back for a segment of the show called 20 Questions. Okay?
We're not even really
What does
sure
that
what the
mean?
questions are, but yeah, we'll get ready for that. But in the meantime, we're gonna have the other All-Stars. They're actually identical twins, John and Paul Herrera. Okay, so scoot on over, guys.
Okay.
We're gonna get them to
Bye.
it right
Bye,
now.
All-Stars.
Okay.
Then the maid got jaundice. Jaundice is different from jaundice. Jaundice is buntis, like that. But she does not. Tears up! Tears up! Anyway, jaundice does not know. This is professional show. I will put the merienda here. So jaundice, and I'm now happy to present to you Carl Lutario. Halika dito, te! Tabi tayo! Gusto mo ng snacks? Ano ba to? Ganyan ba yan? Tapos...
Ang puti, ma'am.
Ay, tapos, dito ba? Pwede ba dyan?
Pwede. Concealer. Yan, para sa show mo, ha? Oh.
Aray ko, amayaya ba? Pwede ba itong ano? Zora, pang ano ba to? Oil absorbing? Pwede ba itong pang nose line?
Okay, may caution.
Caution!
When,
Caution! Basta ng glamour, te!
when used for the first 2 weeks, more pimples will appear. Burahin na sila. Sorry, ma'am. Ito talaga?
Hindi, bago yan. Don't worry.
Buti ako sa mata lang. Hindi naman nagkakat mo. But dapat pala caution mo na yung binasa natin.
Join your host Carrots Nazareno on Live Love Lols every Thursday, 7:30 to 8:30, only here on The Fact.
Okay, so here at 28A, we have got the Herrera twins.
Hello.
We have John and we have Paul and
Trust us, guys. We get it confused too. We're not really sure.
one's cute, one's cuter, but they're both really cutest. Anyway, so you guys represent the House of Herrera.
How's it, Ferrera?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you guys are like the mentors of the team in Mega Young Fashion Crew. So let's
Mega young design.
Young
Designers.
designers.
All Stars, let's not forget.
I know,
the
it's a little
All-Stars.
confusing because there's so many shows that Mike has done, and so it's okay, Julia. It happens. It happens.
It's the
Yeah.
13th edition of the Mega Young Designers competition.
Oh, good.
So that's why now they mixed it up. I mean, they changed the dynamics.
format.
They added the all-star designers. That's us.
So you guys are
Yes.
all
But
stars.
yeah, but the two of us are
pretty
we,
much
we
like The
belong to
Voice.
one fashion house.
Okay, which is well. So let's hear about that. So how long have you guys been in fashion? What is your look that everyone
Next
knows
year
you for?
next year it'll be 10 years. It's our
We
10th
started
year
with
in the
fashion
business.
first, actually.
Yeah.
I was a costume designer in college. That was my course in UP. So I was more on the bling and the glitter, the accessories, the
Does that still come out
Theatrical.
today?
yeah, because
Especially now
I
because
became
we
an
are
accessory
really
designer
that
after that.
has it became the look of the house. We always do
the four
clothes
houses
that
have
are
different looks. Ours is the one that represents drama and theatrical.
It's very theatrical.
I can't tell with you two. You guys aren't like boom at all.
Oh, we're trying to be.
I've
Kind of downplay it for us.
I've actually done a few fashion shows for you guys, and the last that we did, like I remember, I was wearing like a Marie Antoinette kind of gown, and I had like the white makeup.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So, 2 questions.
So,
You were saying like both of your aesthetics. So how would you explain that?
So we were really not. Our house is really not about making anything realistic or street or urban. We're really more into the
it's very couture and
artistic or
fantasy.
couture or whatever you want to call it. Unwearable, some people say, but it's fine.
Great for
So-
the stage, great for the models walking down
That's
the
right,
runway.
that's right. It's
Brings
It's
you
a
to
show.
a faraway place.
It's very Galliano for me.
Ooh,
yeah,
Something like
very
that. It's
Galliano.
against the flow of of mass market right now because
The
everyone's
norm.
doing retail and
Wearable.
wearable clothing. So we're against the grain. Can say
Good
that.
on you. Good on you.
And because we fight all the time, so our inside their workroom
Oh my
is
God,
really
it's
like
crazy.
So are you guys the one that adds all the drama to the show? Because you guys are always at each other.
I would say
Sometimes.
There's one person who is more dramatic than us.
Because we don't
As
fight
of
a lot
Kristen.
in the show as much as we fight a lot in our production. We really fight a lot. Like we were having lunch a while ago, we were like fighting because
Yeah, it's all about the look. We fight
We
about
fight a lot
things,
about stupid
what we
things.
do.
Okay, so what can the viewers expect from the House of Herrera? Like, do you guys have what it takes to win?
I don't know if we have what it takes to win, but it's gonna be really
have a
fun
different-
at the House of Ferrara. Expect a lot of fun, a lot of drama, impromptu dance numbers.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Dance
did
numbers.
you hear that,
I
guys?
cannot wait. Oh my gosh.
That's how we make clothes. That's how we make clothes.
Okay, guys, well, here you have it. We are the girls of 28A. I can safely say for all three of us that we would love to have you guys back on our show.
thank you.
Totally.
I want
So
you guys
come
to
and do a
dress
full,
us.
definitely. So,
Hopefully we'll get to visit you guys on the set. But in the meantime, we're gonna have Mike back for our 20 questions. But anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you
John.
so much.
Thank you.
So invite them once again to the show.
Please catch us on Mega Young Designers
Yes,
Competition
competition, All Stars.
All Stars. Airing every Monday, starting April 8th at 7
At
p.m.
7 p.m.
All right, so we'll catch you guys later.
Yay!
Okay.
welcome back.
I'm back.
Okay, wait. This is the part of the show where we are going to ask you 20 questions. It's a new segment in the show. Just answer whatever comes
So this
to the
is
top of your
brand
head.
new.
Yeah,
Yes,
Sarah,
it is.
okay, answer snappy, fast.
Alright, snappy.
Go.
Go.
Hey, boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
24 plus 18.
I'm creative. Can I swear?
Go for it.
Yes. 24 plus 18.
Pass. Capital of
Pass.
Australia.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, what?
Capital of Australia.
I don't know.
Okay, colors of the Haskell's team.
I don't know.
Wet deodorant or dry deodorant?
Spray.
Spray. Okay.
Sexiest English actor. Your favorite.
English. I don't know. I don't have a sex. Filipino, I can say.
You can try a little harder. Come
I'll
on.
answer.
Oh,
Hugh
yeah.
Grant.
Rupert Everett, something.
Jude Law.
Okay, Jude Law.
There, okay.
Biggest turn
No,
on.
sorry, take it back. The 007 guy, Craig.
Oh, Craig Daniels? Okay,
Yeah,
There you go, good.
Okay, okay. Biggest turn off, burping or farting?
Oh, farting.
Better judge of American Idol, Mariah or Nicki Minaj?
Nikki.
Is Tyra Banks a bitch?
No.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
Oh. I know. With a guy or a girl, it's different.
Oh,
That's the virginity.
With a girl, I was still in high school. And then with the guy, freshman year in college.
Okay. Are you scared of the dark?
No.
Have you ever danced in your room and sung in a hairbrush in front of the mirror?
No, but I pretended to dance when I was in high school and with my cotton sheets and stuff.
Okay, so
Like-
who is the president of the U.S. in 2000?
In 2000.
Do it,
Oh my god!
You were
You
there.
can't ask about current events.
2000 isn't very current.
Clinton.
Good job, you got the trick
Oh, I got
question.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay. Have you ever sexually touched a woman?
Yeah, because I had sex with one.
Have you ever been in a fist fight?
Yes, I was here in the Philippines. I was in grade school, but they kind of forced you to fight. It was weird.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, they forced you like, oh, you need to fight him now. Okay.
Okay, who's hotter, Enchong D or Raymond Gutierrez?
Big pause.
They're both hot.
That's
One,
a good
pick one,
one.
pick one, pick one, pick one. Who's more your type?
Oh, more my type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who would you bone?
Talaga, ganun?
Who would you bone? And Chung
Can I have both?
Both!
threesome.
Why not?
Why
Threesome.
not?
Awesome. Okay.
Do you want to have kids?
Yes, I do.
If you could change one body part on yourself, what body part would be?
My neck. I wish it was a little bit longer. That's why I always wear a low cut.
So we all wish our neck was a bit longer.
Yeah, it's a cleavage.
Okay, what is your favorite curse?
Fuck!
Okay.
If you're if you're on death row, what would your last meal be?
Oh god. Tinapa and talong.
Very
Prito.
Filipino.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you
okay.
go.
You did well.
Yay!
Wow.
So I'm really bad with math. I don't know geography.
Your current events.
My current
No,
event.
you got that one right, and it was a trick question.
That was okay, but yeah. So at least now I know. Thank you for letting me know what I need to study on.
And Enchong D and Mond, if you're watching, kidding.
I just saw him outside, so maybe
And I love how the lost my virginity with a guy or with a girl. I did not see that coming.
But we're going to be starting this, right? We're going to start playing games. So when the circus music comes on, and thank you for being our guinea pig. I think
Yes.
it was a good time, right? We learned a little bit about you. So
yeah.
circus
Am I
music
gonna regret this interview?
Not at all. If anything, I think you were the perfect guest to do it because you're so experienced with TV. You kind of know what the deal is. So you really did a great job.
And this is gonna be online for the rest of my life, right?
forever downloadable on
Forever and
iTunes.
So I can never run for mayor of Tanawan, Batangas because my opponent might be able to use this against me.
Yeah.
Right? So my political career is now over.
It's over. Down
No,
the
you don't
stairs.
even.
But you know what? In the
have one. You don't
Philippines, it doesn't
one,
have to
baby.
be.
Okay, so
Just with a couple boxing matches. All right, guys. Michael, thank you so much for coming and chatting.
girls, thank you.
We definitely put you in
Congratulations.
Salamat po. Thank you so much for having us, and thank you for allowing us to promote. We're very proud that Mega Young Designer is coming back, and it's premiering tomorrow on ETC. So 7 o'clock. It's a primer episode, so you'll get to know all our All Stars contestant. Boy cries and gives this really emotional, revealing interview.
Wait, is Suki and Sari and Meryl, are they all going to be on the show?
No, actually,
as well?
Miss Sari is gonna be on the show. She's the head of our fashion council, and G Tonji is hosting the show. Yes.
Very exciting.
So thank you for the 20 questions. Thank you for featuring our all stars, and please now on camera, you guys need to come stop by our set
oh, definitely.
Wow.
so we can promote this.
Yes.
Maybe
We're
our
gonna
designers
take you
can
up on
design
that
an
offer.
outfit for you guys.
We like
We
that.
would definitely would not
Love
say
that.
no to that.
Okay, good.
All right, guys. So this has been the Girls of 28A here at the Beyond the Box Studios at 1 Rockwell.
Next week we have got a very special episode. We will be talking about dating Filipino men.
I feel like it's all I do. these days.
Culture.
Talking about Filipino
Something
guys.
Mike would know about
I
too.
love Filipino
Definitely.
men.
We have two beautiful guests. We have got a beautiful Brazilian model, and we have got a socialite from the Philippines here who will be coming in talking to us. So thank you for showing. Thank you for viewing in and tuning in. We are the Girls of 28A, and we are
All here.